In this video, we will learn about the pairs of angles that are formed when a transversal cuts across a pair of lines. In our figure, L and M are the lines and T is the transversal. Can you see? This transversal intersects the lines in two distinct points, and at each intersection point, 4 angles are formed. Let us number these angles for convenience. We will number them from 1 to 8. Now, if you look at the line T, a portion of this line lies in between the two lines L and M. This portion is called as an intercept. And out of the 8 angles formed, 4 angles have this intercept as one of its arms. You can see that angle 4 has this intercept as one of its arms, and also angle 3, angle 6 and angle 5. All these angles which lie between the two lines L and M and have the intercept as one of its arms are called as interior angles. In our figure, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are the interior angles. Out of the 4 interior angles that are formed, we can see that angle 3 and angle 5, they are on two different lines L and M, and they are also on either sides of the transversal. Such interior angles which are on two different lines and on opposite sides of the transversal are called as alternate interior angles. In our figure, there is one more pair of alternate interior angles. Can you find out? Can you see here? Angle 4 and 6 also form a pair of alternate interior angles. So when a pair of lines is cut by a transversal, we get two pairs of alternate interior angles. In our figure, they are angle 3 and 5 and angle 4 and 6. Angles 3 and 6 are on the same side of the transversal but on two separate lines L and M. Such interior angles are called as co-interior angles. They lie on separate lines but are on the same side of the transversal. In our figure, there is one more such pair. Can you find out which is that pair? Angle 4 and 5. They are again on the same side of the transversal but on separate lines. They are co-interior angles. So when a pair of lines is cut by a transversal, we get two pairs of co-interior angles. In our figure, they are angle 3 and 6 and angle 4 and 5. Let us look at a pair of angles, angle 3 and angle 7. And let us observe these angles with respect to their positions. First, we are going to compare the positions of these angles with respect to the transversal. We can see that both of them are on the same side of the transversal, that is the left hand side. Now let us compare their position with respect to lines. They are both on separate lines. 3 is on L and 7 is on M. But they are both below the lines. So we can say that this pair of angles has the same position with respect to transversal as well as lines. Such angles are called as corresponding angles. They have the same position with respect to the line and the transversal. Now let us look at another pair of angles. This time we are going to look at angle 4 and angle 8. Do these form a pair of corresponding angles? For that, let us check their positions. 4 and 8, are they on the same side of the transversal? Yes, they are both on the right hand side. Now let's check their position with respect to lines. They are on separate lines L and M and they are both below the line. So they again satisfy the criteria that they have the same position with respect to transversal and lines. So we can say that 4 and 8 are a pair of corresponding angles. Are there any more pairs of corresponding angles? Let us look at angle 1 and angle 5. Let's check for position. First, with respect to the transversal. They are both on the right side of the transversal. Now let's check their position with respect to lines. They are on separate lines and they are both above the lines. So both these angles have the same position with respect to transversal and lines. So they are corresponding pairs. Is there any other corresponding pair? Observe angle 2 and angle 6. Again, these two angles are both on the left hand side of the transversal. They are both above their lines and importantly they are on separate lines. So they satisfy the criteria again. They form a pair of corresponding angles. So we can say that angle 2 and angle 6 are a pair of corresponding angles. In fact, when two lines are cut by a transversal, we get 4 pairs of corresponding angles. In this case, it is angle 3 and 7, 4 and 8, 1 and 5, and 2 and 6.